What's up squad, it's ESO here coming at you again with a Skyrim Remastered news video. In this video I wanted to address all the questions I've been getting about Skyrim Remastered. This is absolutely everything you need to know for Skyrim Special Edition, coming out on October 28th. So we're going to be talking about the pricing, how to get the game for free, and also how to transfer your Skyrim save across to the new game, so you don't lose all that hard work. And of course we'll also be discussing the future of PS4 mods, Xbox mods and much more. And if you did not know, Skyrim Special Edition will be released to the public on the 28th of October for PC, Xbox and PS4. And actually if you pre-order it you can download the game 2 days early so you can play it as soon as the game comes out. So firstly, how do you actually get this game? I want to make this very clear because it's probably the question I get asked most often. So firstly, if you're on PC and you own a copy of Skyrim on Steam and you have all 3 of the downloadable contents available for Skyrim, you will get the game for free. The 3 pieces of downloadable content that you're going to need are Dawnguard, Dragonborn and Hearthfire. And don't worry if you're just missing one of these DLCs because I'll tell you where you can get them cheaper if you are. But secondly, if you don't have any of the downloadable content yet, it will actually be cheaper for you just to buy Skyrim Legendary Edition, which comes with all the downloadable content included with the main game. Even if you've never played Skyrim before and you just get Skyrim Legendary Edition, it's actually a cheaper way on PC to get the full game. It will probably save you about $40 I think. So if you either have the game and all the downloadable content that you've brought over the last few years, or you just have Skyrim Legendary Edition, you will unlock the new Skyrim Remastered or Skyrim Special Edition for free when it comes out. You can just go right ahead and download it from Steam for free. And if you're smart about it, you can actually buy Skyrim Legendary Edition with all its downloadable content, like I mentioned earlier, from the link at the very bottom of the description below. It costs about roughly $15 or £10, and that's obviously going to save you a lot of money because the full re-release would cost you £60 if you just brought Skyrim Remastered. So the link for that can be found right at the bottom of the description below. And they also sell each individual downloadable content if you're missing one of those and you just want to buy one separately instead. But the most important thing that you need to know is that in order for this to work and for you to get the game for free, you must buy it before Skyrim Remastered is actually released, otherwise you will not get that deal. So the bad news is, once again for those of you who are on console, on either the Xbox One or the PS4, you will in fact have to buy the game brand new. And this is actually priced at $60 like a brand new game. And in my opinion that's pretty damn expensive for a remaster, but I've no doubt it will probably sell anyway. But console users, I'm afraid even if you previously brought the game on Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3, you will still have to re-buy it. I mean, I really think they should at least give you a discount, but there we go. There are a few cheaper ways you can get the game if you shop around though. Personally, I would suggest just waiting a few days after release and then just getting it for cheaper from G2A. I've saved myself money from doing that in the past. Now I've already made an in-depth video on console mod news, because as you all know by now it was recently confirmed by Bethesda that PS4 users will not have mod support. This was because they failed to reach an agreement with Sony. However, there have been some more regular updates from Bethesda that explain that they're still trying to implement some form of mod support for PS4 users. And this is definitely a very possible thing.
I don't converse with my prey.
The reason we know that it's possible is because the game Farming Simulator actually has PS4 mod support. So that proves to us that Sony will actually allow mod support for PS4, because they already have done. In fact, the PS4 mod system that's being used for Farming Simulator is very similar in design to the one being used on the Xbox One for Fallout 4. I think the main issue here is the complexity of modding a big RPG like Skyrim Remastered or Fallout 4, and the strings attached when you have to form an agreement between a game developer and a really big company like Sony who owns the console. And because the game is so much popular than Farming Simulator, the biggest problem is how do you go about moderating and policing these mods? There are just too many people uploading different types of mods that all change different aspects of the game. And when you compare that to Farming Simulator, it's just not on the same level. Most of the Farming Simulator mods are new textures or 3D models of different farm machinery. But in terms of PS4 mods for Fallout 4 and Skyrim Remastered, though I remain hopeful, it's probably going to be some time before PS4 gets mod support. But at least we know Bethesda is still trying to do something about this. And it's not really clear whose fault it is, but what is obvious is that PS4 mod support is very much possible from what we've seen with Farming Simulator. And now I guess the ball's in Bethesda's court to kind of try and make something that is acceptable for both players and Sony, so they can come up with an agreement and that PS4 players will eventually get mod support. So fingers crossed for that, guys. But if the only reason you're getting Skyrim Remastered on the PS4 is for mod support, if I were you, don't buy it until this situation has been fixed. I will of course be keeping you updated with the latest PS4 mod progress, so make sure you subscribe for that. Don't forget that you can receive text and or email notifications from my channel every time I release a new video. Underneath the video, just hit subscribe and then hit the bell next to it. You will now get notified as soon as I release a new video. Welcome to the ESO squad, guys. Now let's get back to the video. And if you're interested, you can also find a more in-depth discussion about PS4 mods and if the game is still worth it down below in the description. Because I do know a lot of PS4 players that are literally just buying Skyrim Remastered because they want the updated E&B sort of graphic style. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with Skyrim Vanilla, it was a great game. It's just kind of like Xbox One has mods and PS4 does not, and that's created this huge debate. So the next thing I want to talk about is what Skyrim Remastered will look like. Because the graphics you see on screen right now are kind of like the intensified version of what Skyrim Remastered will look like, with 4K parallax textures, incredible lighting, god rays, depth of field, and all this kind of stuff that the consoles just can't compete with. So now I kind of want to try and give you an idea of what Skyrim Remastered will actually look like. Now, the original Skyrim was actually made on something called the Creation Engine, and that was developed for the game. This game engine was then upgraded for Fallout 4. So Fallout 4 basically runs on the same game engine as Skyrim, but it's just an upgraded version. So obviously for Skyrim's remaster, they have brought the old Skyrim into the updated game engine. So though the two landscapes look totally different, you can expect that the technology and quality of what we see here in Fallout 4 and what we see in Skyrim Remastered to be very similar. So the best place we can go to in Fallout 4 in order to get an idea of what Skyrim Remastered might look like is Pre-War Sanctuary. Here we get this rich, vivid, lush landscape that we're used to seeing in Skyrim. Though in Skyrim you probably want to tone down these colours a little bit, so you would expect something similar in Skyrim Remastered in terms of the quality. Obviously though, the texture palette is going to be completely different, but in terms of the weather, water, depth of field, and god rays, it's all going to be a similar quality, because the same tools that were used to create Fallout 4 are the same tools that are being used to make Skyrim Remastered. So obviously you'd expect a similar output for the final Skyrim Remastered game. Let me know what you guys think about these graphics in the comments below. But before you ask, well ESO, what's the point of Skyrim Remastered anyway? Let me tell you what the point is. For PC users, it doesn't really do a lot, apart from giving you the option to play Skyrim Legendary Edition with all the downloadable content with improved graphics without needing to do any modding whatsoever. And because that's not really much of a big thing, Bethesda has decided to make the game free for PC users who already own the game. Which is fair enough, I think that makes sense. Secondly, and most importantly, it will allow people who don't have a PC, a PS3 or an Xbox 360 to play the game without having to buy an older console again. Man, the amount of people I had ask me if they were going to bring Skyrim to PS4 or Xbox One, and when the new consoles came out, it was just unreal. Like, so many people were asking me that question, and then they finally announced that they were doing Skyrim Remastered, and everyone got really excited. Because for a lot of kids, the first console they ever owned was a PS4 or an Xbox One, and many even sold their old console to buy the new one. So as you can imagine, like, Skyrim's a really good game and a lot of people couldn't play it anymore and that kind of sucked. But thirdly, for Xbox users and hopefully eventually PS4 users, the new Skyrim Remastered lets you guys have mod support, which is one of the main reasons this game has such a solid community. And it's the reason why it's been so successful and has such a long life. But anyway, that's the reason why. But anyway, now let's talk about Skyrim Remastered character save transfers for console and PC. Because on PC, your saves will transfer onto Skyrim Special Edition. So you can keep your main character that you spent ages on if you wish. But if you're on PC and you're going to do this, I do suggest that you follow a few rules. Firstly, make sure that you uninstall all of your mods. To be on the safe side, you could just reinstall Skyrim, just a complete fresh install with no mods. Secondly, start up Skyrim with no mods and make a few new saves on your old character. And then lastly, when Skyrim Remastered actually comes out, you will then be able to load those unmodded saves with no problem whatsoever. And I highly recommend doing this, guys, because otherwise you may end up with a very buggy save file. So just uninstall your mods before you make that transfer to avoid any issues. Now, there was a rumour going around before that I did talk about in my last video, saying that because the Xbox One console has backwards compatibility, you would actually be able to transfer your save over to the new game. Now, this rumour is completely untrue. So what this actually means is that there will be no way to transfer your saves across from the old Skyrim to the new Skyrim Remastered game when it comes out, if you're on console. So that goes for both PS4 and Xbox One users. I'm afraid you'll have to start a completely fresh character save and then start the game again. I'll let you know what I think about that in a moment. But as I mentioned in my previous video though, there may actually be a chance to create a Skyrim mod for Xbox One that is effectively a character save file that players can download. So for example, if I turn my level 300 orc character into a mod, you guys could then download that save file and you could play my character. It's been done before, so I can't see why it would be an issue. And then of course, if Sony ever did submit to fan pressure and provide mod support for PS4, we would also have it there too. So to summarise, PC users can easily transfer their old Skyrim character save files over to Skyrim Remastered. There is, however, no way to do this for consoles apart from the method I just mentioned. To be honest though, I am personally just excited to start a fresh character with a new backstory and enjoy the journey of playing through the game once again. And as those of you who follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Patreon, you will all know that I've been working on some insane new builds aimed at both beginners and returning players, so you can experience the game again in an entirely new way, which I myself am very excited about. In fact, I plan to actually stream the game when it comes out, so I can enjoy it with you guys. So if you do not want to drop $60 on Skyrim Remastered as soon as it comes out, and I don't blame you, I recommend you subscribe and watch my live stream when the game comes out on the 28th of October. Then you can get my opinion on the game and you can also make up your own mind on what you think it looks like as well. I'll actually be streaming Dishonored tonight as well when this video comes out, so make sure you check that out if you're interested. Please do give the video a like if it did help you out, and thanks very much for watching, guys. My name is ESO and I will see you, loyal subscriber, in the next Skyrim Remastered video guide. Have a fantastic day and goodbye.